just like that, this is episode 10. Thank you so much for watching along, and please subscribe so that you can watch all the other 500 episodes that are to come. Wentzel, how are you doing today?
Terrence, thank you. I am doing fairly okay. Had a little bit of a not quite full-blown man flu today, but a little bit under the weather. Sonny worked a half day, but I'm here
Okay.
now. I'm surviving. Took some meds, so if I pass out, it wasn't me. It was the meds. And yourself, how are you doing?
Well, I'm doing very well, thank you. Sorry to hear that you are sick. Thank you for making it to the podcast. I love your commitment. From my side, really good. I ordered a new computer today, PC, so that should be interesting. Currently working off a MacBook, tends to freeze quite often. You know how Apple makes updates. They launch a new product and then they update the software to make it worse on older models. That's what's happening to me. So I ordered a PC, one that I can upgrade myself. When I ordered it, I ordered all the separate parts, and there was a build process. Like I said, it will take 10 days for them to build it. Okay, like that's the work rate. But I've ordered it today, and it said it's out for shipping. So I'm wondering if I'm going to have to build it myself, or maybe they didn't have any customers and they just managed to get it all together and send it off.
I think that's probably what happened, because I think they give themselves that 10-day expectation so that when they ship it to you early, you feel like you've won the lotto.
You know
Like
what?
one of those little mind tricks, creates a poor expectation. And then when you do your job normally, you're not actually going above and beyond. You're just actually doing it. You're just actually doing your work. And you get blown away because you're like, holy shit, they said 10 days. I got it in 2. But no, that's pretty cool. I'm excited for you.
Yeah, I've seen a couple computer builds by Linus Tech Tips and so on. And those videos are like often half an hour long with him reviewing each product. So I can imagine it takes maybe like 5 minutes for these guys to do it without setting up a camera and going through the whole process.
Yeah, I think the longest thing for them is probably installing Windows. But then again, if they've got a commercial internet line, they've probably got flipping 10 gig line or some shit, and they just
possibly
download.
Or maybe they're not even installing it. They might get me to do that. I don't know. We'll see what happens when it arrives. I will. If I do need to build it though,
episode 11.
Yeah, we can build together on the podcast, or I can make my own video on my channel. Link in the description. Make sure to subscribe if you want to see me fail to build a PC. But speaking about upgrades, like Apple upgrades their new products, they upgrade their software. Your good friend, Elon Musk, has made a few upgrades to the world. He recently
Take cover.
He recently, I think it was this last weekend, had an event where he introduced his new line of robots, the Tesla bot, his driverless taxi vehicles that apparently is going to be $30,000 per vehicle. We'll get into how that's not true. And also his driverless bus system. So let's start at the beginning. Right. They rented out the entire Warner Brothers studio. Or is it studio
lots.
or city?
They have a lot, which is, I think it is, like you said, it's like a city that they use for all the movies. That's
exactly, yes.
Fake buildings and stuff.
Well, some of the buildings are real because like they shoot outside and inside. So,
but I mean, it's props. Know what I mean. Yeah. It's a prop building. It's not an actual building.
So he hired this whole place out, and he introduced firstly his new range of Tesla taxis, which are essentially like an upgraded Model 3 Tesla, but no steering wheel, no pedals, no anything. It literally drives itself. So you get in, passengers get in, you have this entertainment screen, you push your destination, and that's it. You don't have to. You have no control. The thing drives itself to its next destination.
Don't know how much I trust that because they already had something. I don't know if it was Tesla themselves that were doing it. I think it was Uber in America where they had some
Waymo. Carry on.
driverless. Was it
Yes,
Waymo? Or was
Waymo
it
is
correct?
the company
Okay, so
name.
it wasn't Tesla themselves, but they were using Teslas. But I
No,
guess that was it. No, they
they're
weren't.
using Jaguars.
Oh, Jaguars that were self-driving.
Yes,
So, well, still an e-car, well,
yes, it was e-pace.
e-mobile,
Yeah,
e-pace. So still electric. But yeah, I don't know how much faith I have because, like, what if there's an emergency, and the AI just isn't quite doing the thing, and you need to, take control of the situation? How are you going to, like, is there a joystick? You pull out a little game controller and plug it into the back of the seats? Like, as you reminded me, the company that were doing the self-driving taxis in electric vehicles,
yes,
namely, I think you said it was the Jaguars, the
yes,
e-Paces. I think those still had the steering wheels and everything in them, but then there was like a whole like little computer that was either in the passenger or the driver's seat that was part of everything, and obviously the lidar and all the radar and everything on the top of the roof. I I like the idea of it. I think it's one of those fun niche ideas where if it works, it could really work well because it'll save a lot of traffic and a lot of road rage, and traffic does flow smoother in those controlled situations. Because if you look at a bunch of traffic simulators, the concertina effect is a real thing where someone brakes a little bit, someone else
yes, yes.
brakes too late, and then everyone bunches up and then everyone spreads out again. And with auto driving, I think that'll take that all away
Possibly.
because I'd assume the cars are going to be able to communicate to each other saying, keep this distance, blah, blah, blah.
Watch out.
I assume, watch out for me. I'm here.
Yeah,
Uh, it has to be on some sort of linked system between the cars. Maybe not every single car, but if one company, all the Teslas, I'm pretty sure, are talking to each other anyway. They all talk to Tesla head office, so I'm pretty sure they're talking to each other anyway. But I like the idea. The buses,
yeah.
especially.
So we'll get into that. I just want to touch on the cars one more time. So it's very odd because I saw a lot of a lot of videos of people, they get into the car and it's weird because you want to grab on the steering wheel or you want to have that sense of control where you can press the brake if you are not comfortable, right? I can see from Tesla's side, to avoid that sort of interaction with people who maybe don't know how to drive, getting in, obviously removing it makes sense. If there is a mass takeover, like a cyber attack, and suddenly all of these self-driving Teslas get hacked, I could see it going very bad.
I think was it in I Am Legend where the cars were all self-driving,
So,
and then then he
no, Will Smith, but try again. I'll give you one guess what that movie was called, and you'll see the irony.
I Am Legend, different
That was his
movie.
other one, different movie. It was called iRobot, and that's why
I Am
Elon
Legend is the zombie one.
named the event "We Robot." It's literally predicting the movie, and the movie is set in 2024 as well. So I would say we're about 20 years behind, maybe 10 years behind. But they, literally self-driving cars, self-driving buses, and robots. So it's literally coming. Everything that happened in that movie is coming true.
Oh, that and Terminator.
Yeah, exactly. So the robots, here's the sad part. Okay. Now, Elon is, I used to be a fan of him. I read up about all the horrible stuff he's done and the great stuff he's claimed to do, but he's actually stolen. So I'm not really a big fan of his, but I am a fan of what SpaceX and Tesla is doing. So I don't have to hold Elon on this big pedestal. As a company, I like what they're doing. I like the direction they're going. However, the robots, which are fully functional, were being controlled by actors in another room.
Mm. Well, I
So
don't know.
they had
I think
motion
actors is the
capture.
wrong.
Okay, well they had motion capture on. So they had so when the robots moved their arm, it was a real person moving their arm,
So
and
it was most
the
motion
person
capture,
talking.
not like controllers, because I didn't see the actual.
No,
I
it
heard there
was
were
a full
people
suit.
controlling it. Oh shit! Okay.
It was a full suit, and they had glasses on so they could see what the robot was seeing. And then they would move, and the robot would move, and they would talk, and it would be their voice. Like people would ask, "Are you a real person?" They would say, "Well, yeah," but and then they actually came out. A couple of them and said, "Yeah, we were doing it." The reason for them doing that is to mitigate any sort of failure. Like you don't want the robot punching someone
Yeah, accidentally, or a sensor's not quite fully calibrated.
and it just sprints through the crowd and kills someone. So
Yeah,
let the people control it. And obviously, there's still a lot of work to be done
I think
in
also it's
terms of
probably training the AI as well. I mean, with the AI, it's all about the more information the AI has in it,
exactly
the better it's going to be, and the more capable it is. So that's even probably why it was the first time they had real world interactions with the robots and
interactions. Yes,
people, where
and it was learning the whole time.
yes, yeah, it wasn't
That's so
people who
scary. That's so
knew
scary.
this robot, so obviously there would have been not as natural interactions. So
But
it's
yeah,
a
it's like
bit
you're
scary.
teaching the robot. This is how you pick up something. This is how you twist it. This is how you pick up a gun.
It's gonna
um,
be like when? How long ago was it? It was really 10 years ago when the people green screened that robot. It wasn't actually a robot that was getting
uh,
pushed over and jumping
yes.
over stuff and shooting guns. It was all green screen. A guy
Well,
in a
visual
suit,
effects.
visual
Yes,
effects.
it was corridor crew.
Yes, yeah. But at
Yes,
first, everyone was like, "Oh my god,
but
robots are here! Terminator!"
Boston Dynamics works on robots. Like they build robots that can actually function and interact with gravity and stuff. So, like if you push them, they know how to stable themselves. They make dogs, like robot dogs, that um, essentially can take aid to like a war into war,
Yeah,
like where there's like guns and everything. You don't want to send a real person out. These dogs go. Um, so Boston Dynamics, I think, is working with Tesla to get these bots working correctly, but that's just speculation. So robots, really cool, a little bit scary, if I'm honest. But what'd be great is if they do get them working, they can then send them to Mars because SpaceX wants to go to Mars, right?
mm.
Like Elon wants to send everyone to Mars. There is already, I think there's 4 or 5 people that are already going.
yeah.
Okay.
Signed up. Yeah,
They signed up, they going through the training. I think it's like a 10-year training course
yeah.
before
Pretty
they
much
actually leave,
signed their lives away. Quite frankly.
essentially. But I mean, they still got another 10 years and then before they go. They might imagine you break a leg or something now and then you can't go. And they got to find someone else.
Yeah, you don't meet the fitness criteria.
Yeah.
Imagine.
But yeah, going to Mars. So I want to I want to put you under the spotlight,
Under
so to
the
speak.
spotlight. Oh god.
Today,
Today.
you are interviewing for a spot on the ship to go to Mars.
Ooh.
SpaceX ship to Mars.
Okay.
Okay. So we want to take this as seriously as possible. Treat this as your final interview or your first whatever interview is the most serious. And you can treat me as Elon Musk's right hand man.
Okay.
Right. Answer these seriously.
I'm
Right.
scared.
Hello, Wentzel. Welcome to your interview today.
Thank you, Terrence. Pleasure to be here. Very happy and ecstatic that I'm under consideration, and hopefully I can be the man for the job.
That's great to hear. So I'm just going to ask you a few questions just to see if you are fit for this role, and if you're all successful, we'll take you on to the next steps of the interview stage, maybe a couple days from now.
All right, perfect. Let's get straight into it. I'm ready.
Okay, great. I like your enthusiasm. First question: given the extreme isolation and potential challenges of a Mars mission, how do you envision maintaining your mental health and well-being?
With all of that, I think something that's always important is a little bit of physical activity, both mental and physical stimulation. So definitely something that would be made use of. I know on these kind of trips we get all kinds of special equipment. Obviously, they train in zero gravity so that your bones don't become brittle and dissolve away. So definitely some physical activity and exercise to keep the mind at bay, as well as trying to take a good couple books. I just
Books.
feel
Oh,
like reading, as much as you're going to be isolated, at least when you're reading, you're being taken away into another world where you can feel like you're surrounded by characters and people, even though in the shuttle you will have a couple colleagues with you.
colleagues. Yes, you will.
But
Yes, you will.
even in that, you can still feel pretty alone if there's 5 or 6 of us. So definitely think taking some books with to read will definitely also help
Okay.
curb the loneliness.
I'll tell you what, that's a fantastic first answer. I don't know what you're going to do when you finish all the books, but on to the next question. If you were stranded on Mars with only one item, what would it be?
So just for background context, stranded on Mars, are any of the life support systems and everything and the
Yeah, no,
water supply
you
still
know,
there?
you're perfectly fine. It's just
It's
you're
just
alone.
I'm alone. Okay.
Yes, and you can bring one item to get you. Okay, I'll give you some more. Uh, your team has gone on a mission and will be back in 2 or 3 days. Just besides, you've gone. They've left you at a location to monitor this location.
Okay.
You have one item. What is it?
An old fashioned PSP.
Okay, I suppose that would work. So
An
that's a
old
good
fashioned
answer.
PSP with Need for Speed Underground 2 on it.
There's at least 2 days worth of gaming there.
Well, 2 days of gaming with the Opel Corsa, then 2 days of gaming with the Focus ST, then 2 days of gaming with the Golf. So gotta do a speed run with every single car in the game. Gotta beat the boss with every single car in the game.
That's a
So
good
that'll
answer.
keep me busy.
That's a good answer. Right. Now let's get serious. Describe a time when you faced a significant setback or failure. How did you overcome it? And what did you learn from this experience?
I think one of the biggest obstacles I've faced was coming straight out of my community service year, having worked a full year in government, loved it, had the on top of the world feeling, had the best year, and then I was unemployed for 6 months, which was fantastic. Especially when you have a wedding coming up, your bills to pay, and when your plan A and your plan B and your plan C fall away. Thankfully, there was a plan D, which came to fruition. But I was trying to stay positive, turning all these instances of rejection into learnings. So you take from previous interviews or previous shortcomings and you go, okay, shit, I did this wrong. How can I take this outcome and turn it around? So I think working through a lot of rejection
Okay. So
definitely
you
helped me be better.
handles rejection.
Just like in my 20s. I'm used to it.
Next question. What is your plan for dealing with the lack of pizza on Mars?
So, that's actually probably a deal breaker. So I think we can just end the interview now. No, I'm kidding. I'm not kidding.
Okay, cool.
Don't ever no pizza.
Right, that's it. Bring pizza.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Okay, let's see. Because you're answering these questions well, so there's a few that I can skip over. What are your thoughts on the political, ethical implications of human colonization of Mars?
Well, that's always a fun one. So we're gonna have to see what the current Mars governing policy is and what their
Okay,
current.
none at the moment, but
Well, I think that's a conspiracy theory, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. But definitely is a fun one because I know it's always going to be one of the countries. The Americas are going to claim we're the ones that put the most effort into this trip. We're the ones that are going to claim it, and then out of left field, Russia's going to be like, "Oh no, actually, we were there 5 years ago. We just didn't tell anyone." So that'll be interesting. But I think the only way to avoid that is to make sure that the team going has a bit of diversity and representation.
fair enough. That's a good way to start.
Because at least then different pieces of the world can have a claim, supposedly,
Yes,
by the fact that they just have someone actually physically there. Very hard to make a claim on something when no one's there, at least no
exactly.
one there representing you. So definitely that's probably the best first step. So you got a South African here. You know, we like to claim we are the gold standard of Africa, as much as I'm pale. So at least Africa's being represented there, so we can stake a claim,
Exactly.
at least. But yeah, that's a good question actually.
Right. Very well answered. Okay, two more questions for you. Since things are going so swimmingly well,
Oh, amazing! Happy to please.
how do you convince? Sorry, you mentioned conspiracies. How do you convince a Martian that the Earth is round?
So firstly, I would take him to the very big telescope
Okay.
that we presumably would take with us, and I'd point it at Earth
To wave back home.
to wave back home, be like, "Hello, I made it." Tell him to look through the telescope and then tell me what he sees. Hopefully, he'd say something round.
Make him watch it for 24 hours so you can see it spin.
Ooh, yeah. Thank you for answering my question. That was meant for me. I like the
Yeah.
help. Thank you.
Yes,
Teamwork.
we're all about helping over here at SpaceX. Right. The next, this is your final question. This is the most important question.
Okay.
If you get this correct, you will be going to
No
Mars.
pressure. All right, I'm ready.
Pretend that I'm a Martian born on Mars. Explain who Elon Musk is.
Hi, Mr. Martian. I'm glad to hear you're curious about who Elon Musk is, seeing his name is printed on the side of our spaceship. Needless to say, he owns this spaceship. It is his money which built the spaceship. And he is the incredible mind that sent me here to my death. So I'd love it if you could just
Stop asking questions.
stop asking questions and let me do my goddamn job before I send you away back to Earth in a box to
Okay.
be
Well,
tested on.
I love that you presented our Lord and Savior Elon Musk in a good light to the Martians, because that's not how he's represented back home. But well done. You're going to Mars. Yay.
Yay.
Well done, Vince. I think you did very well.
Oh,
Some of
thank
those
you.
questions are very tough. There's another one. It was, what are your thoughts on the potential risk associated with space travel, such as radiation exposure and unforeseen technical difficulties? Getting into that would just be.
Oh, that's a whole can of worms. I'm pretty sure.
Imagine you're halfway to Mars and then suddenly you just take a detour and you just never get to Mars.
Yeah, then Then it's just going to be a long, lonely journey.
Mm.
It'll probably
At
turn
that point,
into it'll probably turn into the real life visualization of the movie Interstellar.
or passengers.
Or Passengers. Yeah.
Yeah. At that point, you just open the door and step out.
No, we'd probably get a message from home base being like, "Hey, listen, sorry to tell you, you're not going to Mars. But seeing as you're out there, let's see how long you can survive.
Yeah.
Just keep going. Just keep going. We need the
Yeah.
raw data. Just bring it. Just keep going."
Hey guys, sorry to tell you, we actually just realized the spaceship is built by Boeing, so it's not going to make it.
Oh dear, Boeing's gonna come after us now.
I hope
Good
they
thing we
do.
don't have any yachts that they can make it look like an accident on.
Exactly.
We're safe.
Oh, until one day we get a yacht and they sink it. Right. So, werobot, self-driving cars, self-driving
Buses.
buses, robots that are literally humanoid robots. We're in the future, right?
Even to add on to this now as well,
Yes.
X, formerly known as Twitter,
Yes.
is now, so as much as Tesla is now becoming a robotics company when it was a vehicles company,
Right.
X slash Twitter slash whatever people want to call it is also now becoming an AI company. They just built
Yeah.
the biggest, I forget the correct word for it, but the biggest AR farm,
Right.
and it took 19 days to start and finish. Obviously, building the warehouse took more than 19 days, but the actual installing the 100,000 GPUs, they completed that in 19 days.
So that's where all the graphics cards have gone.
Yes, 100,000 commercial grade GPUs from NVIDIA.
Okay. Because
Imagine the amount of electricity going into that. My word.
that's crazy. Because I heard the other day that Elon is against generative AI.
So I don't know if it's generative. I think it could be to power his these robots that are coming and all of
Oh,
those sorts
yeah.
of things.
That's crazy.
I mean, bloody hell. Got to give it to him, man. When he needs something done, he gets it done. As much as people get fired left, right, and center
Yeah.
there,
Like,
but
what is Jeff Bezos doing?
he's on yachts. Haven't you seen all his pictures? He's gymming and he's yachting. Man's
Like,
buff.
we have Elon, who's, I would say, doing everything. We have
Oh,
Zuck.
double flashbang.
Duck. We have Mark Zuckerberg making augmented reality glasses. We have
Jeff Bezos launched 4 new Kindles.
Justine told me they have color now.
Yes, there's a color one. They upgraded the new notebook. It's like an A4 page to take notes on as well.
Right.
So they upgraded that, so the sensitivity and reactivity is much more accurate and immediate. And then the color screen is the other big, the first ever paper white color screen.
Yeah, the ink. I think it's called ink.
Color, yeah, whatever they call their technology.
Yeah, and
But
it's in
yeah,
color.
and it's
Okay,
in color. First ever.
is that really necessary?
I thought books were about the reading, not the pictures. Isn't that like anime or cartoons
Exactly.
or comics? Comics.
Yes, exactly. And leading off of comics, animations.
Do you enjoy? Because I'll admit I'm a very big animation, cartoons, anime, massive fan. Love it. Got a
Okay.
Crunchyroll account because I got tired of streaming and having illegal ads popping up left,
Crunchyroll's
right, and
great.
center.
Crunchyroll's
Crunchyroll's
great.
great. Enjoying it. Disney, also a lot of nice content.
Has its moments.
Amazon, All the big
Amazon has
players
some good
have.
ones. Yeah.
Yeah, Legend of Vox Machina. I can never pronounce it properly. That all came from the actual game of D&D. The people producing it were a group of friends that played like proper prolonged D&D sessions, and they used to stream their sessions. But they were like we're all out. They had built tables and like real much more time consuming than I could put forward to playing a game. But they went from that
I,
to creating a show. Imagine.
yeah, that's crazy. Speaking of D&D, really quickly, isn't there like the world's longest game or something going on in D&D?
I'm not exactly sure, but I can believe it because you just as
It's like
the
a
as
thousand
the
days or something.
yeah you just keep adding on to the campaign. There's just a new twist and a new turn, and it could literally go on forever because you can have your characters can have children who you then take over. It's it's
That
proper
is, yeah,
world
yeah,
building. It's cool.
yeah,
But yeah, so I love all things animation, but I feel like it's one of those real things where people either love it to death and cosplay and
yeah.
do the Comic Cons, or people think it's for children and they think you're weird and stupid for watching it.
I have to argue with that because some animations I'm not a fan of because they are for children.
I
Okay,
mean,
like the Minions, for example. Cannot stand the Minions. Never did since Despicable Me.
okay, no,
Wasn't a
that's
fan.
fair. That's fair. So no,
Okay,
there definitely is animation which is very much 100% targeting children. But then it's the same as
but
if you're
yeah,
watching live action or like actual fictional movies. There'll be
yeah,
some gory horror films that you're gonna love or hate if you're not a horror fan, and then there's gonna be some where you're gonna be like, "Is this horror? I thought this is like a kids program. Well,
yeah.
where's the horror?" So it's the same. Well, at least for me, it's the same sort of idea where obviously there is an audience for certain
You know
things.
what it is. You know what it is, and I think you can kind of pinpoint this. Uh, Animation becomes for kids when it is 3D. Like if it's drawn 2D animation, like for example, Dragon Ball Z, One Piece, Bleach, that's all drawn. Naruto,
Mm.
it's all drawn. As soon as it crosses over into the 3D, then I think it's for kids. I'm thinking off the top of my head, Hotel Transylvania is more of like a older kid movie, and it's animated.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, what can you pull out that is uh, Disney or not? That is 3D. That is for adults.
Sausage Party.
Besides that,
Uh,
they're making
that
a
is the
sausage
most.
party too. By the way,
It's already out. It's a series.
oh, is it out already?
It's out already, my guy.
The
You need to
movie.
catch up. No, it's a series. It's a
Oh,
continuation of Sausage Party, but I've made it a series,
oh okay.
and it is shocking. I
Shocking,
haven't
man.
made it past the second episode because it is that shocking. It's all the same actors, so it's not like they've replaced voices with, or at least as far as I could hear, it sounds like the exact same people. Seth Rogen's still there. Those first two episodes were scarring, to say the least. It was.
What is
Oof.
it on?
It's on Amazon.
Amazon. Okay, I
Yeah,
can watch that.
yeah. So look into that. Another adult animation. It is on Netflix, and if you haven't watched it, I suggest it. Well, there's a couple, but then again, I guess those are more 2D. Rick and Morty,
2D.
2D. Um, have you watched Big Mouth?
Yes, you recommended that to me 5 years ago.
Yes. I didn't check in if you watched that. Have you watched the sequel, Human Resources?
I'm gonna say no.
So yeah, so Human Resources is now the Hormone Monsters.
Okay.
It's their spin-off. So now you learn about all the other different monsters. There's the
Okay.
self-loathing and because
Depression, probably.
in Big Mouth, no, like depression is one of them, but because in Big Mouth you see the hormone monsters for puberty, and
Yes.
then now and then the depression kitty comes in and out. And then that other self-loathing ghost guy also kind of comes in and out. But in Human Resources, you see all of them, and it's pretty cool. It's the same
So
vibe.
it's like Inside Out, but for adults.
Yes, yes. But Inside
See,
Out 2 was
3D,
actually
it's
kind of
3D, it's 3D
it
for
was
kids.
3D,
You know what's good?
but the
You know what's
anxiety
good?
I thought that was actually quite good. I actually enjoyed that the second
Uh,
movie.
I watched. Oh, sorry, not I watched. My favorite animation at the moment is Across the Spider Verse.
Ooh, yeah, that was very
I watched
trippy.
that and I had a really good time.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. That's a good shout. But if I go to my anime side of things, and yes, this is a shark pen. Perks of being a Metacrip, you get all kinds of weird pens. Sorry, distraction. But my favorites, and okay, maybe not the best or my favorite storyline. My favorite storyline would have to be a new series called Frieren. I have very bad pronunciation today. Frieren, Beyond Journey's End.
Is
It's an
that Nordic?
anime.
Is that Nordic?
Uh, it's anime. It could be anything,
Okay.
but it's about mages and wizards and everything. But that actually has a great storyline because it's a little bit
About
off.
wizards.
Yeah, yeah, mages and wizards and
So
demons
some
and
Crunchyroll.
it's on Crunchyroll at the moment. I can't remember if it was on Netflix or not, but it is on Crunchyroll. But it's nice because it goes against the stereotypical anime of it's leading to the peak of the battle. It's leading to them defeating the grand boss, the demon king, the evil.
So it's basically training. Like it's like the training montage, but that is the series.
But except this series is now the after. They've already beaten the boss, so this is now about life after.
Oh, that sounds boring.
No, it's not boring. I highly recommend Fear and Beyond Journey's End. Great. But for pure animation, visual satisfaction, this new season of Demon Slayer. But Demon Slayer as a whole, the fight scenes are incredible. Pretty sure they
Yep.
throw the budget out the window and they just like go ham, do what you need to do. But the last couple episodes in this latest season, it is to me mind blowing. The way they make it look like if you'd shown me live footage of a bomb going off, I would have thought that was live footage. The way they captured the moisture from the trees and the melt me. Just So yeah, visually,
I find that animation is the way that it can, like drawn animation, the way that it can affect your emotions, the way that you can connect with, the way like it looks visually can like captivate you so much more than a 3D animation can.
yeah, because I feel like some of the
That's my
3D.
take.
Yeah, now I'll agree with that take because I also feel a lot of 3D animation. They almost try to make it too real
Yeah,
and
it's
too
either too
relatable.
cartoon, it's either too cartoon or it's too real.
Yes, yeah, they either got massive Dumbo round heads and massive noses, or it's like super surrealism, and you're like, no. But I guess that also goes to why the original Disneys were so great, because they were drawn, they captured your imagination. Mermaid, Lion King, all those sort of things. Snow White was it transports you into this world of imagination, and then when they put it into live action, you're like,
Yeah,
ugh.
kind of weird though that the prince thought, hey, first thing I should do is with this sleeping teenager is give her a kiss.
Yeah, no, exactly. Now put that into live action, and you're like,
Yeah. Speaking of live action, the Lion King 2, Mufasa, is coming out. And what they've done is, because the first one, they made it too real. Like all the shots
yes,
were too real. And the reason they did that is because the editors or the director basically wanted it to be shot like how you would shoot a documentary. Like it was all be far away shots or hidden shots. There's no
yeah,
moving camera. Like the camera doesn't move in the whole thing because that's the feel they wanted. And people just felt disconnected. What they've done with Mufasa is they have treated it more like the animation. So the camera is moving. There's more expression on the faces of the animals. So it's going to be a bit cartoonish. It's not going to be laugh-like, but I think that's what people want from it. Because, like you
yeah,
said, if they make it too real, it just falls apart.
yeah.
It's
If
like,
it's too real, you don't feel transported to this imaginary place. You're like, this gimmicky. They made talking animals now, where when it's like more cartoony, more animated, you feel like it's
yeah,
another world. It's easier to make the connection of it's my imagination. I don't have to take it so seriously. I once like that. I still had like a little bit of a the first time I watched the remake.
oh,
He was like,
okay,
Dad,
yeah. It's
dead.
always a bit sad. Um, the Have you watched the new Dragon Ball?
No, I've been waiting for it to have like quite a few episodes,
Oh, so you can catch up.
because
Okay.
I'm a serial binger. I will stay up
And
till 2 in the
do you
morning.
watch on your phone or on the TV?
Uh, Depends where I am. At home on the TV,
Okay.
which means I'll have to watch when Rachel goes to bed, when the wife goes to bed. So I've got to wait till late. And then inevitably, when it's a good series, I will binge it. And then I find myself at 2 in the morning going,
Yeah,
oh shit.
that's terrible. That's terrible. I also like to watch things on the TV so that in the case of binging something, like 10 o'clock, I switch off and I go to bed. And then I sit on my phone for like 2 hours. But I don't watch things on my phone. Number one, it's too small. Like I'll watch YouTube, but that's about it. Um, but also, I can't get into it. Justine will watch full series on her phone. She'll watch the whole like season 1 to season 20 on her phone. I'm like,
Oh
how? How do
gosh.
you do that? Um, but yeah, the new Dragon Ball is out. I still need to catch up on Super, so I am behind.
Catch up. I actually recently rewatched Super.
Okay.
It's good with the English dubbing, because the first time I watched it was with the subtitles, which I don't mind.
But you
But
miss things.
yeah, you miss things, especially like that. Same with Demon Slayer, when there's so much action, you want to watch and take in the action and the fight scenes, so you end up not reading the subtitles. Also, because I read like a child, so I can't read quick enough, so I miss
Same.
everything.
Have you learnt any Japanese or whatever language your shows are in?
No, it's mostly
No.
all in Japanese, but I switch off when I'm watching anime. I don't, other than like konnichiwa, and you're like, but I mean, who doesn't know konnichiwa? That's flipping the most generic sentence ever.
Yeah. We should go to
Or
Tokyo one day.
nani?
We should go to Tokyo one day.
I would love
Uh,
to.
yeah. Dress up as Mario and Luigi, go karting through the city.
Episode 150, Tokyo tour.
Episode what? Oh, I was gonna say Tokyo Drift, but that was the third one. So
Oh.
we would have had to do that 7 ago.
Oh dear, dying.
Right, Vincent, I am a big believer in conspiracy theories. Okay,
Oh,
conspiracy
I
theories.
know. I know. Sorry, there was a massive mosquito trying to eat my face.
So I've got a list of conspiracies here that I believe in. I want you to prove to me that these are
Okay, bring it
rubbish.
on.
Because I'm telling you. First one, easy one. The Earth is flat. Okay.
Okay, so I know you don't believe this, because if you did, we wouldn't be friends. I would have thrown
No,
you
no, seriously,
off a
no,
bridge.
seriously. How come if I look out the Suez Canal, okay, there is no dip. If you stand at one end of the Suez Canal, you can see ships on the other side of the Suez Canal. How come they don't curve, considering how straight and how long that channel is?
Because of how big
Just
the
that
Earth
fact
is.
alone. Just that fact alone. No, but there should be at least a 2-degree tilt.
But then how come when you get on a big building, you can't see Africa if the Earth is flat?
Because of condensation, the clouds.
Condensation, the cloud. But then how the clouds get affected if it's flat? Because then you should have a straight line of sight. If it's curved, then the clouds could get in the way, but then it would have to be curved convexly. Convex? Concave? Anyway, I diverse now. I
Okay,
diverse? I dive.
fine.
I get bad use of words.
Okay, so we agree the Earth is flat. Cool. Next one. Lizard people are ruling the world.
I feel like Donald Trump is a lizard person.
And Mark Zuckerberg. There's a few of them.
Gee,
If
these are
you
really
look,
good. These are really good ones. I can't actually debunk that one.
yeah, you
Mark
see,
Zuckerberg.
if you get high enough up the list, people start to look a little bit lizardy.
Yeah, a little bit scaly, eh? A little bit
Yeah,
lizardy. No, especially there was how many years ago was it? The couple of pictures of Mark Zuckerberg, and I was like,
when he was
"Is this a human being?"
in when he was in Congress, and they were saying, "Does your Facebook spy on you?"
Yes, but no. Is it listening? No. 2 minutes later, ads for listening devices and
I was going to say hearing aids.
and hearing aids. I can't
Okay,
hear properly. Sorry, I'm testing it.
yeah. If you do get an ad, screenshot
Screenshot.
it. We'll add it in over here. Um, the moon landing was definitely fake. So
No, I think the moon landing was real. I don't think
no,
CGI was good enough back then.
but it wasn't CGI. It was literally a studio. How did they film the spaceship? The also spaceship. How did they film the ship coming down?
Is there footage of that?
Yes, there is.
Oh, it must have
And
been.
there's also a flash. There's also a flashbang where you can see a boom in the background of where someone was holding a mic.
No, man, that was it. That's a VF effect where someone's YouTube downloaded a video and added
I don't
it.
know. I don't know. If you speed up the footage, okay, you can see that they're just hopping around to pretend.
But you could say that if you watched a 100-meter sprint at the Olympics, if you slow it down, they're on the moon.
So
Because then
so
they
we
take a
agree.
really slow, long.
Wait. So what you're saying is that you agree that is camera trickery.
I'm agreeing that it's possible for it to be camera trickery.
Let me put some
Because I
let me put
actually
some
do agree.
facts.
Because why haven't we sent more people back?
Let me put some facts on you. Okay. First of all, they have sent more people back. I love how we switch sides. Let me put some facts.
No, but how long ago did we send people back?
No, here's what happened. There was a space race. Okay, the Russians were about to send someone to the moon.
Well, the
The
Russians sent a
US,
dog.
into
into
space.
space.
Yes, yes.
They were the
Poor
first.
dog.
Yeah.
The US said no, we have to win. So they got their massive money dicks out, boom, on the table. And they said, okay, let's go to Hollywood because currently Hollywood
Massive
is the
money.
Hollywood is the leading entertainment industry. Let's build a
Oh,
set.
flashbang. Jesus.
Let's build a set. Let's pretend we went, okay, so that we can essentially be the world's new power.
Or the more real take is they whipped out their money dicks
And they
and they
sent them
spent
to
the
the
money
moon.
and sent them to the moon. And be like,
So
yeah,
there's actually been 12 people on the moon. They
only.
didn't send them. Yeah, they didn't send them back because there was no need. But they are sending people now. There was no need because they got all the information. They said, "Oh, it's just rocks. There's nothing special about the moon that we need to go back for." But now they're sending people to the dark side of the moon, where apparently there's a whole whack of diamonds. So we'll see. Next is Paul McCartney's death was a hoax.
So where is he now?
I thought Paul McCartney was alive. Isn't he still alive?
Who is Paul McCartney? Musician.
That one there.
The Beatles.
That one there, actually. That one. Yes, from the Beatles.
What?
Paul,
How did
he's
he
still
die?
alive. He's still alive. Okay, I don't know about that one. Chemtrails. Chemtrails are real because when you see a bunch of planes come over, blue skies, suddenly it's all foggy.
No, but that is a thing.
Yeah, weather manipulation. They're using planes to
but they
manipulate the
do that
weather
in
and
Dubai.
cause and exactly. So you're proving it correct.
Yeah, that's not a conspiracy. That's just a thing. They do that in Dubai. They release salt into the atmosphere, which
Yes, but
causes
they
the
do this. They
condensation.
do this in America as well to manipulate stock prices.
So how is it
They cause
manipulating stock
storms. They cause
prices?
storms that affect major areas, causing destruction. Meaning, companies that are there have to move their money away. Stock value goes down.
So which stocks went down the furthest with this latest hurricane?
Whoever's based in Florida.
Just as we research hard.
Yeah. It was
We're
this and
authentic people.
this latest hurricane was created in Mexico. So Donald Trump is trying to frame the Mexican people for weather manipulation.
I tell you
Making
what,
it
if anyone else had said it, I might have believed it. But because Trump is saying it, nah. He's a lizard person. What do you mean? Can't believe anything he says.
but he's the one that's doing it. I'm telling you that he's the one that's doing it to frame the Mexicans. He actually said he paid for airplanes to fly over Mexico to cause a hurricane. Sorry, keeping you up.
He has enough money to do it. Or no, actually, he doesn't have enough money to do it because he lied about having that much money.
Doesn't he have
He got caught
presidential
out.
money? Oh, what is the president only gets like 300 grand a year?
Yeah, he doesn't actually get much money. That's why they have to do all the
That's so
campaigning.
much money. That is so much money.
Well, yes, but they get more money from all the lobbying, which I
Okay,
think
but
is also
also,
very, very dodgy practices in America. How
yeah.
corporations can pay for your candidacy and your ability to run. Imagine that you go to, well, I mean, it is what happens. Shell will sponsor one of the candidates. So much money. Oh, all of a sudden he's pushing pro Shell ideologies. I wonder why. Not like they paid him $1 million.
Yeah. So that, yeah. Which leads us very nicely onto our last one, government mind control.
Ooh,
Now,
ha,
I
Donald
don't
Trump
believe I don't believe
again.
the governments, I don't believe different governments are controlling people's minds. Although there are some places like America, I know that they just do advertising and that controls people's minds. I do think the government pretends to be stupid so that we underestimate them or we don't expect a lot from them because they're pretending to be down here. There's no,
I think in South Africa they just are down here, so that's
but they're making
accurate.
so much money, dude. So you think they're down here, but they're doing as little as possible and getting so much money. That's
Well, I think
genius.
you need to come
That's
back here
genius.
and work, like actually work with some of the people earning this money, and then you're gonna sit there going, "You can't work an Excel spreadsheet.
They don't need
How are
to.
you earning this?
They don't need to. They're making millions. You use the
You're making
spreadsheet.
millions doing nothing. Making millions doing nothing. Sitting there going, oh Terrence, close that door for me, please. But you're gonna pay me to do it." I'm like, no, why? No. But America definitely can agree with it, where it's just pure advertising, whitewash, saying what the
But
all
Americans
politics
fall.
is
Why do Americans fall for it?
because it's accurate marketing that they get from Facebook, from Meta. They get all the people's personal information. They see that this many percentage of Americans like this ideology, and then they just pull on those heartstrings, going, "Ooh, we know you all
Exactly.
hate the Mexicans. Let's pull on those strings. There's a high enough percentage of you that you'll vote for us if we say we don't like them."
And then they feed that information into the Tesla bots, and the Tesla bots give you exactly what you're looking for. And that brings our whole podcast into a full circle. Brilliantly done. Connected perfectly.
It
Wentzel,
all
where
made
can they
sense.
find you?
They can find me at Wentzel_Gordon on the Instagram. It's pretty much just baby pictures, so if you're not into that, my bad. And otherwise, check us out on the TikTok at globalbuggers_pod. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Pretty please. We know you already are, Yaku, so thank you very much. Keep up the good work.
That's great. Oh, and shout out to our the last comment left on our last episode. Very nice comment. Really appreciate you. Thank you for making it this far. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.